Alright everybody, welcome to today's video, how not to do a crank. Yeah. So this is not the bent connecting rod engine. This is the original engine that was in that blue phaser with the loose crank. And I figure this one's going to come apart easier, and this connecting rod's good. So I'm going to use this one to take this apart and see what's going on in there. And then I'll take the parts that I need out of this one. And hopefully I can get the other one going. Yeah, this is not an instructional guide because a lot of people are going to probably cringe at this because I don't have like the proper tools to do this all, fancy and everything. But is that really what we're about on this channel? No, we're about riding some sketchy built snowmobiles. So let's get to it. I'm going to tear this engine apart and we'll see what we can do. Alright, so now that we got this apart, you can see there's a lot of movement, and it is actually the pin in this piece is loose. So I feel like this is going to come apart really easy, so we're going to pick it out of the case. Oh yeah. Wow, that's not supposed to be like that. Yeah, so there's a connecting rod I can use. Oh, and don't worry guys, this is a really easy at-home job. You only need about $1,000 worth of pullers to do it. I'm sure all of you have these. Yeah, no, but isn't that the typical thing to do? Well, this is a really easy at-home project. Just get out your, $10,000 worth of tools. Alright guys, so I've got the bad engine torn apart here. Just about ready to pull the crank out, but when I was looking at this, the side that didn't explode actually got something in it too. And I thought, oh, whatever, I've got extra pistons. But it actually might not be able to see it. Right there, you kind of can. There's a big old groove in the side of the piston, in the side of the cylinder. So yeah, luckily I've got extras, but it's kind of a bummer because I'm basically out of extra pistons. I thought I had some, but for some reason I'm keeping all of the junk ones. I don't know why. So hopefully we can get the bottom end of this together, and then I might actually order like new pistons and do it right. So we'll see, but let's get this crank out of here and let's see if I can get it apart. Not sure if I've mentioned yet that this is not a proper instructional video, because I wouldn't suggest this to anybody. A little concerned that little piece of rod that I'm using is going to fly out, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Let's see what happens. Oh, we did it, boys. It really didn't go too bad after I figured out my problem, which was that these depressions were letting this go like that. So once I braced it properly in there, it popped right out. So yeah. So now we'll see if it'll go back together. Alright, so now we've got to put this other connecting rod on. Oh wait, we gotta put those 20 little washers on. Don't know if it matters, but I'll put them on the same way as the other one. And another little washer. Alright, and now we'll have to take that piece and press it back on. Try to keep everything as square as we can. And that'll probably be the challenging part. Okay, so I've got this on here. I tried to keep this as straight as possible to everything. Got it eyeballed. I think it looks pretty good. Press it nice and slow. So there we go. I think that's pretty good. I can still spin this, but it was starting to depress everything. It's got about the same amount as side to side as I had before. It still moves freely, so yeah, I think that's pretty good. That seems to be sticking out a little farther, but I'm not really too worried about that. It didn't push it out the other end, so yeah, let's give it a shot. Okay, so after about 30 minutes of beating the crap out of this thing to try and get it turned, I think I got it pretty good. I mean, it's still got a little bit of... One of my bearings is popped out now. But it's still got a little bit of run out, but the bearing's not pulling out of the journal, so... I mean, we all pretty much know how this is going to end up, so it's an experiment. Yeah. So now what I'm going to do is I have a whole fresh set of gaskets and seals. So I'm going to change these seals. And yeah, so I can just slide that seal. That one I've got to pull the oiler gear off and put the seal on and then put the gear back on. So yeah, I'm going to do that. And then we'll put everything together and see what it feels like. Alright, so I've got it all back together. And it turns pretty hard, and I think that's actually the seals because it started turning hard as soon as I put those on, even without the cases together. So, yeah, but now it's got 2 straight connecting rods, and we're ready to give it a shot. We're not quite ready though, actually, because we've got that piston that's messed up, jug, and every other piston that I have is questionable or oversized, and these cylinders aren't oversized, so I'm not sure where the oversized cylinders went. But yeah, so I think I'm going to actually order new pistons, get piston kits for it. And yeah, I mean, I've got cylinders and heads, so that'll all be fine. And then I actually have a whole other crank that these bearings are bad, obviously, and I'll just have to pull those off, and I'm going to put some of the used ones off of the bad crank that I tore apart onto it, and then I should be able to actually put together a whole spare engine, which is really going to help. Yeah, so if I go down, I can just swap engines and be done with it. But yeah, so I think that's going to conclude it for our little instructional how to fix a 2-stroke crank when you don't have the right tools for it. I in no way recommend this. Take it to a professional. I think you could take the whole case, get it right down to the crank, and then take it to somebody who knows what they're doing and has the correct tools. Because I don't have high hopes for this, but we're gonna try it. I'm not really out anything. If it goes, I mean, like a $30 steel kit, but it is what it is. I didn't order anything like these connecting rods on eBay are like 60, 70 bucks. The pin that goes through the bottom of it, through the crank, that's another 50, 60. So, I mean, I don't have any of that into this one. If it works, that's great. If it doesn't, we learned. And that's all we can try to do. So, but yeah, if you want to see this get put together, hit that subscribe button, maybe leave a like, and we'll get the parts in, and we'll see how long this is going to last. It's been about up near 40 degrees all week, so most of the snow is gone, but no snow has never stopped me from riding my snowmobiles before, and it's not going to. And if you're looking for some videos on the snow, check out some at the end of this video. They'll be linked.